Hey, Devin, let's just jump right into this here. I don't know if you heard Drake Maye talk today about the quarterback situation in New England, and how that it's Jacoby Brissett's gig to start, but Drake Maye, if he balls out, has a shot. What are your 2 cents on the subject matter there, Devin?
Yeah, it was to be expected for me. I spent some time up there in the spring, visiting a little bit. And I think the organization just feels like Jacoby's the guy they brought in for a reason. They signed him. They expected him to go out there and play. And I think they feel like they don't just have a guy that can play right now, but they have a great mentor, a leader in the locker room. So I think they want Drake Maye to come in and not feel that pressure and just to learn from Jacoby. Jacoby's obviously come to New England and played under Brady and learned from him. So it's cool to see those roles where he can now play the mentor. But I expect Drake Maye to come in and just learn. And as that process starts to, really come intact for him and he can develop, maybe there's a time they put him in and they go with him. But I think going into the season, they feel like Jacoby's the guy that can get them, I think, moving in a direction they want to move overall as an organization.
Which is just not have the bottom fall out against a very difficult schedule coming off of one of the worst seasons, certainly in recent memory, in New England, with a kid that you don't want to throw in too early. I understand that that's the general sense of it, but I don't know if this is overreaction or not, but we got a glimpse of Drake Maye's at least neck up ability in the Hard Knocks series with the Giants, and the Giants put him on their grease board prior to the draft. What's your sense of Drake Maye's ability to succeed?
I think high. And I think what's interesting right now is there's this big, intense love for him right now, not just from the front office and, the people in the building, from the players. And I think that is something over the last few years since Brady has left has been a little bit of a roller coaster with Cam coming in. And I think right away Cam won over the locker room and guys went out there and played. And that was 1 year and done. And then Matt comes in and he plays as a rookie. And, we won 10 games the year that my second to last year I was there. And it's like, oh, man, things are looking great. And then you kind of saw at the end of that with Mac, with the team, the locker room, everything just kind of fell apart. And I think Drake Maye now comes in to fill the future void that they had there, a guy that everyone can believe in, a guy that the organization can say, hey, this is our guy. He's going to lead us. He's going to be the front runner. He's going to be in front of everybody. And I think the biggest part of that is the guys in the locker room truly believe in that. So I think he's developing that. I think he's already gotten that with some of those young receivers, with Polk and Baker staying after practice, throwing the ball, getting used to each other. And I think the more he's out there in training camp, those veteran, those older guys will see it. They'll buy into it. They'll believe in him. And I think that will be the process for him. But I think he could be a really good player. I thought it was really cool seeing him with Brian Dable, with the Giants in there, doing all of that work, reciting things, knowing it. And I think that's exciting. And I would be interested to see, when he takes the field, how that goes. But I think the future's bright, and I think New Englanders should be happy, but I think they have to be patient for all of this to come to fruition.
What did you glean from that Hard Knocks look-see with Drake Maye? What did you take away from that?
I get excited because I think that's the hardest part of playing quarterback. I think nowadays you see so many quarterbacks that have this unbelievable talent, whether it's being able to run, whether it's having this great arm talent that, every week we hear people on TV talk about different guys and their great arm talent. But, what does that actually mean? It doesn't mean anything until you can go into a huddle or sit in front of a board or get on the field and deliver in 2-minute situations or on third down over and over again. And the part of that is understanding what the defense is giving you and then knowing what you can get into and what you have to get out of as a quarterback. I always remember Brady always talking about that. His true gift was being dual threat, and it wasn't being dual threat as a runner, but it was being dual threat of not putting the offense in bad plays, putting the offense in place to win, to allow other players' abilities to take over and make plays. And I think when you watch Drake Maye do that as a young guy coming into the league and being able to do that and process things pretty fast, you get excited. You see that and you're like, all right, that's what I want my quarterback to have. Yeah, I want him to have those other attributes, but your brain and how you can operate and how you can see things and adjust and move quickly. I think that's what the NFL is truly about. And you've seen when you watch guys like Mahomes or watch guys like Lamar Jackson, as they've gotten better at that, it's just been sky's the limit, and it's always impressive watching those guys week in and week out.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.